remember what projects are up for community vote. Let's be constructive. Let's be appropriate. All these projects have worked really hard to be here. We'll kick you out if you're not. And yeah, project post channel. We're really trying to use the projects channel more. So if you haven't made your post, please make one. And if you are interested in a project or you have a follow-up question, please go check it out. Engage with them. This is a great place to do that. Sort of a running archive of all the projects we've got building. This is our schedule for today. You'll notice we've got a lot of empty slots. I've kept you all in the slots that you signed up for, but we're going to run really ahead. This could be our fastest project pitches yet, due to the fact that it's 2:30 in the morning in Europe. Thank you to everyone who is live. And yeah, please join our community if you haven't. Check out the SCF handbook. You can learn more about all of these things, including startup camp, events, governance proposals. If you want to review projects, you can do that. We always need folks to do that. And with that, we're going to move on over to the part where other people get to talk. So our first pitch today is from Galois, which is the formal Verso team. And where are you? Oh, there you are. Excellent, Santiago. Ad-lib those open slots. We'll see. All right, I've invited you to speak.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. You have the remote?
Wonderful. Yeah, I think I do.
All right.
Alrighty, great.
Take it away.
All right, let's see if this works. There we go. All right. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you, everybody. My name is Santiago Cuellar. I'm part of the Galois team working in Formal Verso. I'm pretty excited to tell you about our formal verification tool. This is our phase 2. Hopefully some of you are familiar with our work, but I'll start with some introduction. It's not a secret. Smart contracts sometimes have vulnerabilities, and this has cost billions of dollars. But worst of all, it erodes the trust in the blockchain technology. And that's why we really want to focus on safety of smart contracts. We propose to use formal verification. This means using mathematical proofs to ensure that programs are safe and correct. That means that they always behave as it is intended, even in the presence of malicious actors. That's what formal verification is all about, and it's way more comprehensive than traditional methods like testing, code review, fuzzing, even if those are really good already. Our company, Galois, has a deep expertise in this area. We've been doing formal verification for more than 2 decades, and in that time, we built a software analysis workbench. So this is a robust platform for verification, and it has been thoroughly tested with partners in academia, in industry, and the government. Some of the protocols that we have verified are used by millions of people every day, like Amazon's S2N implementation of TLS. And best of all, it's an open source tool. You can learn more about it in saw.galois.com. But the idea here is to bring all that expertise, all that power into Sorban to verify smart contracts. And that's what Formal Verso is all about. The idea is relatively simple. Bring your smart contract and you write a specification. This is a claim about what your contract does. Formal Verso takes those 2 things and automatically verifies that your contract indeed does what you claim it does. When it gives you a thumbs up, you can even send this to your clients and they can verify for themselves that your contract is secure and correct. If for some reason Formal Verso fails to verify, it will give you enough information so you can go back and audit your contract, debug it. So it's a tool that also works in this deeper debugging way. So we have already gone through an activation phase and a phase 1, and we're right on schedule as we promised. We're demonstrating our progress by going through the contracts in the Sorban tutorial. And in the next phase, we're going to finish the custom types exactly as we promised, and then get to authentication, which I think is going to be quite exciting. Then after that, we're going to start tackling cross-contract invocations, which gets you from one single contract into real protocols that have multiple contracts. Beyond verifying contracts, we've been adding more features. We've been constructing this Sorban Sol library. It's really abstractions on top of our tool to be more user-friendly, to reason about Sorban in the Sorban ecosystem in the way that you think about it. We are also now verifying the user library. This is the Sorban user library. Your smart contracts are using the user library. Those functions don't show up in your source code, but they will show up in the compile code. So our verification now extends to include all of those as well. In the next phase, we're going to continue working in these two features and then also add better error reporting, which I believe is essential for usability. So having said that, let's see how it works. Alrighty, so here's a very simple contract we saw last time. Last time I showed that our tool correctly identifies that this counter can be overflowed, right? So instead of that, here's a better example, again from the tutorial. You just check if the counter is less than max. In that case, you set it and return it. Otherwise, you just return an error, okay? Let me show you how you specify this in formal Verso. So here's the specification. It's very verbose, just for demonstration purposes. We start with the precondition, and the precondition, you first check that the counter is in the store. It doesn't have to be. But if the counter is already in the store, it better contain a valid value, and that value can be used in the rest of the specification. Otherwise, if the counter is not in the store, we just return 0, which is the default. Now, there's an implicit invariant in this contract, which is that the counter has always be less than or equal to max. So we have to establish that at the beginning and reestablish it at the end. Now, here's the post condition. We're going to check if the counter is less than max. And if it is, then the new counter is going to be increased by 1. And that's what we're going to return. Otherwise, we don't change the counter. Finally, after running the contract, we have to reestablish the invariant. And the return value is either the value or an error, depending on whether the check succeeded. That's it. Then we're going to verify. Now you can call our tool, saw. It will load the specification, then call into your contract again and check that the two match. And after a couple seconds, poof, proof succeeded. That's it. We check that your contract is correct and is safe. Well, that's what formal Verso is all about. Our capstone, what we're going towards, is verifying a real protocol to demonstrate our work. We are working towards the blend pool factory. But on our way there, what we really care about is to be useful for you and verifying things that are useful for the community. So if you have a contract that you think is realistic, perhaps a little bit easier than the pool factory, so we can start training, please let us know. We have already talked to a lot of people in the community. I'm very excited about what we learned. Here's all of our contact. And if you have any more questions, go to our project page and happy to engage. Please do contact us. We want to learn more about what you think is useful. That's it for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Santiago. Yeah, so excited you all are here, that you're open source. And yeah, if you have contracts, reach out to them. Got some love for you in the chat. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Our next presenter, I know, is coming to us from 2:30 in the morning. So thanks for being here. Alex, are you able to unmute yourself?
Hello?
Hello. Can hear you.
Yes, one sec. I'm opening the clicker,
Great.
the slides changer. Okay. Turn on the camera. So, let's start. Should I click next?
Yeah, click next.
Clicking next slide. Nothing's
No,
happening.
no.
Now?
There we go.
Yes. Gladius is an innovative platform that gamifies education, linking parents, sports clubs, and students through NFT prizes and rewards. Gladius provides motivational learning and training platform and brings the best of online gaming into traditional sports powered by Web3 and smart contracts. Learning is hard without motivation, and as a coach, I've seen many kids quit organized sports due to lack of interest and engagement. This creates a generation mostly spending 1-2 hours daily playing video games instead of being active in sports. And to solve that, we have developed a children-friendly athlete app and club admin app. And let's see how it works in a short demo. Main functionality is club admin app on the left and student app on the right. So here we see the calendar interface where coach can send rewards in Gladius coin and NFTs to students. In this example, we are sending 1123 coins and verify that in student app that coins were successfully received. So here we see 1123 on student app. Those are Gladius coins that we just sent. Another cool feature is NFT marketplace that we have developed as a prototype. So we're clicking golden Gladius coin NFT and transferring it to a student. And next we check that student has successfully received it on their side in the app. So it was a very short demo. So in our demo, we showcase transferring tokens and NFTs onto Sorbonne network. Together with our partners, we have innovated a new tokenomics model, established one of the first NFT standards based on ERC 721, and launched 3 unique smart contracts featuring our Gladius coin in a liquidity pool, complete with customized spending limits for customers. And here what we want to develop next with support from Stellar community. First, we want to introduce gamified NFTs as a service, where clubs can create gamified NFTs in no-code solution powered by modern AI platforms like OpenAI. Clubs can then implement their own rewarding logic based on calendar events and students' extra achievements. We will integrate Unity into our platform, a popular real-time game dev engine where 3D NFT assets can level up and change as students progress in real physical sports lessons. One might ask how to achieve all of that in Web3 and blockchain world. Well, we have a clear vision how to implement our ideas using Stellar and Sorbonne. Thanks to its flexibility and its possibility to develop new contracts, we will serve our gamification agent needs, create new types of NFTs like burnable and upgradable NFT standards. One of fundamental challenges for Gladius platform is absence of powerful indexer causing long delays in our UI, and we are going to fix it in next phase, developing an integration with subquery or its analogs. One more important missing feature is on and off ramps that our pilot customer demanding from us. To implement this, we have a plan to partner with MyKobo to facilitate Euro payments in Gladius. Sorbonne stands out due to its fast, cost-effective transactions, ideal for our complex AI-enhanced NFTs. We develop on Rust, and it ensures top-tier security and performance, which we are happy about. Our project also integrates seamlessly with GCP, utilizing a scalable architecture that meets industry standards. Detailed documentation is available on our website. With support from SCF, we have completed the MVP phase and onboarded the first pilot customer into our platform. And the next phase, we will be validating our market fit with more sports clubs and national federation. And our end goal is to support a wide range of customer segments and to help them to inspire their students. And we have an open dialogue with several national sports federations, and some of them already confirmed that they would like to try out our service when it will be launched. And to make it happen, we have partnered with Palta Labs, proven blockchain professionals and experts in Sorbonne, and they will support us in developing smart contracts. And in Gladius core team, we have worked together for many years, developing successful products in different areas, and we have all needed competences to succeed. And in addition to working in IT, I've spent many years teaching martial arts to children personally, and I have done my personal research around this project, and I'm sure we are able to solve our ambition with Gladius. And that was it. Thanks for listening. We are happy to answer questions in the chat.
Thank you, Alex. This is such an interesting use case. And yeah, so glad to hear that you're working with MyKobo and Palta Labs. We've got some questions for you in the chat about wallets. And thanks so much for being here.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, I'm going to send you back to the audience. And next up, we have Alan from RAM, who I am looking for. Oh, there you are. Welcome, Alan. Glad you're here.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, I'm still looking for my clicker.
It should be in your DMs. I can send it again.
Awesome.
Did you get it?
Yes, I'm still not seeing the slides here.
Did you get the remote link?
I did, but
Great. Okay.
I'm seeing a screen, but the slides are not showing. Let's just get that
I'm losing your
straight.
audio. I'm not sure if anyone else is. Audio's still there. Okay. I can't hear.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
But the clickers doesn't seem to be working.
It's working. I've seen the slides change a few times.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go back. Are we at the beginning?
Or
I
here.
don't see them.
You're at the beginning. Can you see your slides?
Okay. I don't see the slides, so I'll just work by intuition. Okay, thank you so
Or
much, Emma, and
here,
hi
no, it's
everyone in the Stellar community. Welcome to RAM, the global Web3 commerce platform. It's proudly built on Sorbonne. And I am Alan, and my background is social commerce and machine games. I've run a few tech companies with successful exits. And on the team are Jamil and Gerard. You probably know Jamil. He's an icon in the crypto and AI community, and we're delighted he's leading the AI development team. And Gerard is the grandmaster of scale up and the founding product owner and COO. And so together we bring a very powerful set of skills and experience to RAM. Am I on slide 3?
Hey, Alan, how about you? Can you open up Discord and I can just run your slides? And can you let me know when you're ready to go to the next one?
Okay, yeah, just go ahead and switch
All right.
one. And yes, then the next one now. Yes, so RAM is a decentralized Web3 marketplace for retail shopping. On RAM, you can purchase products, you can trade them, you can share them or redeem them, all while earning cash rewards and incentive rewards too. With RAM, we're looking to solve the biggest problems of Web2 retail, especially for the millions of smaller brands held back by high selling fees, restricted access to data, and by a few major centralized players. One more, please. So RAM is part of the real world asset tokenization revolution sweeping the globe. It's expected to exceed 10% of world GDP in just a few years. That's totally amazing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not all segments of retail are ready for tokenization, but many are. Next one, please. So if you look at some of these segments, they are huge in size, and many of these, like collectibles, event tickets, several others, are ripe for tokenization, and that's what we're going to go after. Next, please. The RAM architecture is shown here as a quick overview. Notice that the RAM has an off-chain Python simulator. It's running in parallel to the off-chain smart contracts, which allows for real-time optimization. Another one, please, slide. So here's another view of the flow in RAM. When a brand creates a campaign on RAM, it creates a liquidity pool for products which are then purchased by shoppers who can then redeem them or transfer them to others or sell them in the pool. The entire experience is rather effortless and very, very low cost. And obviously, a lot of that is thanks to Soroban. Next, please. So the RAM AMM has some unique AMM features. It has no upfront liquidity requirement, which is very unique. That would enable millions of brands to get started right away. It does have a primary and secondary mode, and it's inherently stable parametric because it has parametric sigmoid bonding curves. Next, please. So in case you love math, this is how a parametric sigmoid bonding curve looks like. This is a particular campaign that we simulated to sell about 3,000 electric guitars. And you can see the primary curve and the secondary curve. And there's a lot of features here that we don't have time to go into. So we can talk to you privately if you like. Next, please. The RAM modules are detailed here. It's one of the strongest and most powerful features of RAM is the fact that anyone can become a promoter of sales and automatically earn cash rewards and loyalty points. So once a campaign reaches its goals, the smart contract automatically allocates the funds to the brand and to the promoter. So it's an entirely automated process. Now the benefits are too large and long to deal with right now, but I just back that much lower selling costs, improved cash flow, lower inventory risk, direct contact with consumers. And for shoppers, it's low-cost deals, ability to sell back for profit, easily transfer product tokens, and of course, earn cash and rewards. Next, please. So after successfully implementing V0 on FutureNet, testnet was actually down at the time. So that's why if you're looking at the code, you'll see we hardwired a simulated USDC. We called it XYZ. We're now building V1, which is a full-up MVP mainnet, and are asking for community support. V2 and V3 are also in the pipeline, and those will have full AI functionality and DeFi functionality as well. Next, please. I'd like to see a comprehensive demo. You can watch the video that we created. That's the link right there. And we also have a Gitbook repository for all the documentation that you can watch there. I can run through just a few visual slides. Next, please. These kind of run quickly. This is how you, from a user perspective, you're looking at how to purchase a pair of sneakers as a PVT on RAM. Next. And then you could trade it or redeem it. That's how it would look like. You would get a redemption code. Next, please. There's a couple of, you can just go in succession here, 2 seconds each. As you see, these are different options that on the back end. Now, I do want to say that the UI is still basic and is slated to improve a lot for production. So you can keep going. I think we will skip through all the benefits here. We can look at that at your own time if you like. But I do want to thank you. I want to thank the Stellar community for the amazing trust and support and for listening today. We believe that RAM will create millions of transactions monthly on Soroban. So thank you very much. And we can talk offline if you like. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You know, I don't love math, but I do love real world assets. So thanks for being here and for pitching.
Thank
Morgan, I don't want to hear it. All right. Next up, we have the Scout team, which is another material. Hey, if you're presenting from Scout, oh, there you are. Okay.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay, great. Could you please add Arturo also to the call because
Absolutely.
no, we had split the
There we go.
not Arturo. Okay, so let's start.
Hi everyone, can you hear me properly?
Yeah, your audio is great.
Excellent. Let's start then. All right. Hi everyone, we're Arturo and Matias from CoinFabric, and we're pleased to present our bug detection tool for Sorban developers, Scout Bug Fighter. In 2023 alone, over $1.8 billion were lost due to hacks and scams in the Web3 ecosystem. The primary resource currently used to mitigate this risk is manual audits. However, they are costly and time-consuming. Therefore, it is essential for developers to produce high-quality, security-conscious code. At CoinFabric, where we engage in both auditing and development of crypto projects, we understand this problem firsthand. This is why we created Scout, a static analyzer designed to assist developers in identifying potential security threats and to encourage the application of best practices during development. During the last 3 months, we worked on improving the precision and recall of our detectors. We tried Scout on over 15 public Sorban projects, analyzed its results, and identified improvements. This led to a reduction in the tool's false positives and an expansion of our vulnerability map from 12 to 21 detectable issues. Simultaneously, we worked on improving the usability of our tool, adding detailed detector and vulnerability documentation, including more output options to our tool, and bringing Scout into developer CI/CD pipelines with our release of Scout GitHub Action.
Okay, so let's take a look at Scout and see how you can integrate its features into your project's secure development lifecycle. Installing and running Scout is very simple. With just a few simple commands, you can have Scout up and running in less than 5 minutes. So, how does Scout work? Scout carefully analyzes your smart contracts, pinpointing vulnerabilities, deviations from best practices, and enhancement suggestions. It then provides clear warnings indicating exactly where these issues occur in your code. Scout also offers flexible output options to suit your preferences, whether it's an HTML report, a JSON, a PDF, or a Markdown file. Each warning comes packed with valuable details, including the type of warning, its severity level, and helpful tips for resolution. To further enhance your experience, Scout comes complete with a VS Code extension and a GitHub action. This means that you can seamlessly integrate Scout into your development workflow and CI/CD pipeline. We are thrilled to invite you all to try Scout now, and stay tuned because we have an exciting roadmap ahead.
Our next steps for Scout development focus on engaging users in the continuous improvement of the tool. We plan to achieve this through 3 initiatives. First, we'll introduce Scout to the Sorban community through video tutorials and dedicated workshops. These sessions will offer hands-on guidance on using Scout and assessing results. We'll also provide one-on-one sessions for in-depth testing with Scout specialists. This will be key in engaging new users and collecting feedback to tailor Scout to Sorban developer needs. Second, we'll keep enhancing the tool's performance and usability, focusing on efficient pre-compilation, full workspace support, and improved error handling. Finally, we'll conduct rigorous testing on real projects and integrate security audit findings to refine existing detectors and new ones. This ongoing effort will expand the scope of vulnerabilities Scout can identify, ensuring it remains a reliable tool for detecting security issues in Sorban projects.
All in all, we have condensed these 3 initiatives into a ready-to-execute 3-month roadmap. We are CoinFabric, a team of researchers, developers, and security specialists, and proud auditors of Stellar's Audit Bank. Let's work together and keep making Sorban development more secure. Thanks a lot for your attention, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you both so much. Great pitch. I love your enthusiasm. And we've got some questions and some love for you guys in the chat. Someone says, finally a tool which will tell me how bad I am at Rust and help me improve.
Thank you. Let's keep in touch.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. Next up, we've got Naveed from Luno Style. If I can find him. There you are.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. 1 second. Hey everyone, I'm Naveed, the developer at Lumos DAO. Our goal is to make decentralized governance more efficient and accessible to everyone through Lumos DAO. Let me start by discussing our progress so far. Uh, it's not going to the next slide.
Naveed, I think your audio cut out.
It's
Is
not
anyone else
going to the,
having?
oh, wait, 1 second. Uh,
If it just keep pressing forward if you're having issues.
Okay, so Lumos DAO was awarded in SCF 21 where we promised the following deliverables. All these deliverables are completed and are live on the website. We have also added other useful features such as voting power delegation, proposal moderation, admin tools, private messaging, and bulletin for community engagement. The platform is currently live on the testnet that we released 4 days ago, and these are the stats since then. We are also in discussion with a couple of projects on Stellar that are interested in setting up their DAO on Lumos DAO after we launch the platform on mainnet. Now let's discuss the problem that we are aiming to solve. On many other DAOs, the voting is generally dominated by the users holding high number of tokens. There is absolutely no credit for being an active participant in the community activity and development. On the other hand, someone who is not at all active in the project's development can still have a lot of influence over the decisions. To overcome this, we have developed a voting mechanism that takes into consideration 8 different factors. For example, DAO participation, token holding, and wallet activity. Coming to the final part, here are the upcoming project updates. Number 1, mainnet launch. Number 2, 5 new governance models. And number 3, additional features for DAO creators. All these new features are planned to ensure that Lumos DAO is more efficient by also supporting proposals that require different kinds of governance model. Now let's move on to the project demo. Uh, I don't see my video here.
But did you put it in the slides? I copied and pasted
Yeah,
the slides in.
1 second, let me confirm. Like it was there. 1 second. Yeah, it's there. It's there,
Okay,
but I can't see it
yeah,
here.
it's possible you added it later. I can present it. Let me share this screen. Is this your video?
It's not loading. Yeah, it's my video.
All right. It looks like you
Can you
didn't
please
give
play
me.
it?
Yeah, it looks like you didn't give me permission to play it.
Oh, 1 second. Uh, can you please tell me how do I do that? From my slides, Google Slides.
I think. Can you just send the link to your video in the chat, maybe, and share it in your project post? I think we got to move on to the next presenter here. I'm sorry.
Okay. Please give me a minute. Can you please try playing the video now?
I still don't have permission to share it.
Okay, so wait.
Hey, Naveed, I think we got to move on to the next presenter. Thank you so much. You know we love governance here at Stellar
Okay,
Community Fund.
I'm going to
Please
paste
share
the
your
link here.
video link in your.
Yeah, please watch it. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
that'd be great. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, you know we love governance here at Stellar Community Fund. So, thank you. All right. Next up, I've jumped into their slides a little bit, but we are gonna have Puente, formerly Comet Pay. Now let me find you. I believe that's you.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hi, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Thank you very much for having us here. So yes, we were Comet Pay. Probably some of us have known us already for some time. We have rebranded into Puenta now. I will go more into details about the rebranding and why the rebranding essentially comes as part of our findings after the first beta. And I will give a short introduction of what the problem is that we are tackling for those of you who aren't familiar with it. So we are a B2C wallet that allows migrants in the US to send money back home in Latin America. Sending money internationally as a migrant is extremely hard, not only because the rails are quite outdated and traditional players love to exploit the FX spread, but also financial illiteracy plays a huge role because the fees are meant to be confusing in the way they are explained, and therefore it's just a terrible experience. Payments internationally are slow, expensive, and tedious. Arguably, this is true not only for migrants, this could apply to most payment companies today, but especially those people that send money from a strong currency like the dollar to a weaker one like the Colombian pesos or the Argentinian one is even worse. So this is the problem we're going after, and I will go right now into the product. So this is the old interface that we had, and the whole version of the product. As you can see, it was very simple, very much meant to be just an MVP. And as you can see, we had a main dashboard that was the same for every user, and we had a USDC to USDC step to send the money conversion step, and the contact list was very straightforward. There was no way to invite other contacts or a referral program or easy way to send money, like jumping directly into a transaction. And it was quite difficult as well to get withdrawals. Sorry guys, can you hear me?
Yep, your audio is all good.
Oh, okay. And this is instead what the new product looks like. So first of all, the main difference is that now we have two dashboards, one that is specialized for the sender and one that is specialized for the receivers. Initially, we were thinking about making the app more like a traditional money sending application so that user could send money to and from other countries, but then we decided to focus on really the migrant use case. And so the people in the US are always going to be sending money to those in Colombia, and those in Colombia are always going to either save them in their wallet or withdraw them to their local bank or e-money application. So here you can see that the first two screens on the from the left are the US dashboard and the Colombian dashboard. We've also implemented a widget that allows users to get an immediate quote on what the exchange will be for any given day or moment that they want to do the off-ramp. And also we had like a pretty major change on the way that the users send the money and choose, let's say, the contact. So they can see, let's say, the full contact list, and they have an icon that display whether somebody that they have in their contact list already has a Point account, which makes also like it strengthens sort of like the trust among early adopters if they see that many people in their social circle have the application, or they can invite them with a button, and then if they click there, it will redirect them to a WhatsApp message. And the last step, we eliminated essentially USDC as much as possible from the application. From a UI perspective, of course, we still use them in the back, but that was very, very confusing for user. I see Anke is asking me about the user base. So initially we tested it with about 50 users, and which means 100 are like 50 senders and 50 recipients. And we focused on like really growth methods that do not scale in the beginning. So we interviewed people directly. We gathered people directly in Miami, looking for them into Colombian neighborhood, high density neighborhoods. And we went to them in places of gatherings like churches, restaurants, places like this. So of course, this is not scalable as an acquisition method, but it gives us a huge return on, let's say, the retention metric that we're considering for now, because people get to know you and they're very invested in the success of your product, and they want it to succeed. So whenever you ask them to either make a small transaction, if you want to test a new feature, or if you want them to give feedback, they are super responsive. So not a huge user base, but I would say a very high quality user base. We also saw that probably trying to gather user digitally from the beginning would be counterproductive, because most of the users that we have, let's say, gotten in touch with up until today, they don't really use a lot of like social medias and things like this. But for example, gathering them through advertising in one of these social gathering places would be much more productive. So that's what we focused on. We have also a new pricing model to be more competitive, and this is the breakdown of it, but I'm more interested in showing you where we sit in terms of current competition. So we really target heavily the $100 ticket range, because that's what most of our users today want to send, and they feel comfortable sending because it's a new application and they don't want to immediately send a lot of money. And here you can see like how much they save on a year if they make one transfer a month for $100 by using us with the current pricing model or other services. So I think that the placement for now is very solid. And I just want to give a quick look. I know that we're about to run out of time. Can you guys see the video of the demo?
Yep, we can see it. If you go ahead and hit next, it'll play the video.
Oh, okay, perfect. So this is a close-up of the on-ramp part of the application. This is the last updated recording we have of it, and you can just get a quick idea of what the flow of the application is. I skipped through the plaid integration and the KYC part for this demo just because they take a lot of time, and I wanted to be mindful of the time limit. How to resolve a cash in or cash out? Yes, so we have MoneyGram in the pipeline. I know that the integration takes a little bit of time. I've heard like very, say, different experiences with that. In Colombia, it's not that big, especially for cash out, but it would definitely be an interesting way to do cash in the US. However, like we're currently working with a pretty strict banking sponsor. So we, of course, the travel rule apply to us. For those who are not familiar, is essentially a $3,000 limit on transfers unless you provide your social security number. And so most of the users that we are targeting for now, they would still want to use ACH payments rather than cash. But it's definitely something that is going to be in the pipeline for the future. I don't know if we have some more time. I can show also a more integral version that has the
I actually admittedly forgot to turn on my timer for you, but I think we might be at 5 minutes. Anyone have to say?
Okay.
Please show this video. I would love to see a more integral version.
Yeah, it's so this has also the KYC experience. Like the on-ramp part here is in Sandbox, and the off-ramp part is in production. We're currently managing all the off-ramp manually, just because like we didn't want to, like we had a few issues with some providers. We work with a lot of them locally in Latin America, and ultimately, like especially for this volume, we decided it was best to handle it this way. How do we see ourselves compared to Beans? I've actually had that chat with Wouter, the CEO.
Hey, Paolo, I am gonna cut you off here. I would love for you to answer this question about beans in the chat. Just because no one else has done live Q&A, so we're gonna move on. But your UX is great.
Perfect.
Yeah, very slick. We're super glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, next up, folks, we have PHP Anchor SDK. We've got 3 more pitches, I believe. 2 of them are SDKs, so put your SDK hat on.
Hello there, can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I'm going to set a timer this time, so nothing is ambiguous.
Great.
Whenever you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready, so I am going to start. Okay, hi, my name is Bence, and the following presentation is about our PHP Anchor SDK project. Anchors act as a bridge between outside currencies and the Stellar network. Standardized interaction of Stellar clients, such as wallets, with an anchor is defined by so-called Stellar ecosystem proposals, or short SCPs, that must be implemented by clients and anchors. Our open source SDK helps Anchor developers to implement this interaction. It abstracts Stellar specific logic defined by the involved SCPs so that Anchor developers can focus on implementing the business logic. Our project has been awarded in SCF Round number 22 and 24, and we have successfully implemented all the deliverables. Now it's a demo time. Yes. Our project is open source and can be found on GitHub, as you can see here. Here you can see the project description and the roadmap. The SDK is also published to Packages, the main PHP Packages repository. On the right side you can see our releases. Our project also offers an open source Anchor reference server implementation, acting as an example on how to integrate the SDK. Here you can see also our roadmap, and next let's check the source code. On the left side you can see the implementation of the supported SCPs. Now let's open SCP-6 service. Here you can see the constructor. To initialize, you have to pass the required configuration and business logic callback implementation and let the service to handle all incoming SEP6 specific requests. Now let's open the Anchor reference server implementation. In API PHP are defined all the routes for the supported SCPs. Here, for example, are defined the routes for SCP-6 and are handled by Stellar Transfer Controller. All endpoints which require authentication, a middleware is attached to them which handles the SEP10 authentication. Now let's check the controller. Here you can see a concrete example on how the SDK integration is done, and the SEP6 service handles the incoming SEP6 specific requests. Now let's start the server and let's retrieve the stellar tonal data of this example anchor. In the response, you can see that this anchor supports SCP-10 and SCP-6. Now let's retrieve the SCP-6 info. In this response, you can see which asset supports deposit or withdrawal. As you can see, USDC is enabled for deposits, so let's make a deposit request. Here we are going to make a deposit request with the following parameters. As you can see, the deposit transaction has been created successfully with this ID. Let's retrieve the transaction data with a single transaction request. In the response, you will see that the status is incomplete because the anchor is waiting to receive the payment via bank transfer. In the next project phase, we would like to continue working on SCP support. Our next step is to add support for SCP-8. The transaction watcher will enable anchors to watch for important stellar transactions such as incoming payment or trust line changes. The new callback handler will be used by anchors to notify clients about status changes such as, for example, transaction or KIC status changes. Logging and localization. SDK integration will be improved by our Postman collection that will cover all flows defined by the supported SCPs. The extension of our reference server admin interface will demonstrate the callback and transaction watcher integration. Our SDK's goal is to abstract as much as Stellar-specific logic as possible to make it easy for Anchor developers to focus on implementing their business logic. This aligns with the Stellar network goal to make it easy for developers of Stellar project to implement highly usable products. Our team consists of 3 developers. I am Bence and my teammates Albert and Christian. We are Stellar developers for several years. That's it. If you like our project, please vote for us. Thank you for watching and I wish a nice day.
Thank you so much, Vince. Great pitch.
Thank you.
All right. I told you to put your SDK hats on, and I hope you have them on because now we have JS Worker SDK. And that is Dr. Pittman. Just there you are.
Hi there. Everyone
Hi.
hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Excellent. Fantastic. All right. So, yeah, I'm a fairly newcomer onto the scene here. First time I've presented here. Yes, so I'm doing the JS Worker SDK. It's a JavaScript SDK, which is intended to be lightweight, fast, and drop-in compatible with next generation JavaScript platforms like Cloudflare Workers, Dino, as well as basic vanilla JavaScript in the browser. So let me try my clicker here, and I'll click the next slide, and looks like it's working. Yeah, so you can find us on GitHub. For me, yes, I've been a web developer for over 20 years. I was a Node.js early adopter back in 2010, and then I dropped it in favor of Cloudflare Workers since about 2020. They were easier and cheaper to use and scale. You look like it's using a slightly outdated version of my slide deck, but that's okay. All right, my goal here with this is really to create an SDK which aligns with the Stellar goals of approachability, ease of use, low resource consumption, and make it as easy as possible for developers to get into that, regardless of what backend they're using. So yeah, I chose Stellar to work with because of those reasons there. I think it's got the trifecta of low energy cost, low transaction cost, and a. Okay, I'll try to speak a little slower if the sound is not great. Lowest transaction cost and a really professional team and community behind it. My observation is if you're creating high performance web applications would work really well even on network constrained environments or low power devices, things like that, then it's really important to have lightweight, fast SDKs. And I was a little bit concerned about the existing JavaScript SDK being a little bit heavy for some of the applications that I want to create in the future. So I've gone ahead and created this one with a very different approach, hopefully to widen the range of developers that can access Stellar easily. The most important thing I want to point out here, what I've already created, is that it has a very quick time to interactive with Stellar, only 3.5 kilobytes compared to closer to 200 for existing ones, and it has a very drop-in compatibility with vanilla JavaScript or Cloudflare workers. Yeah, there is a GitHub link. Okay, so far with the Activation Award, I have created the architecture, modular architecture that can plug in with any future APIs and Stellar APIs, and I have fully implemented the Horizon API for read and for write, so I can do transaction submission, and I've created a standalone XDR parser and serializer to make that happen, which is also very fast and very performant and very, very optimized, and works again natively in any JavaScript environment. This is a new project, so I wouldn't imagine anyone's using it yet because this is brand new. So yes, in GitHub there is working demos for Cloudflare Worker, for Dino, and for browser service workers. And the links to the pages which I'm going to show in my video are on the next and the bottom. In terms of what needs to be done now, need to have really great testing, need to implement these, the 3 outstanding modules in addition to Horizon, and need really great documentation for all of that. That will allow for adoption. Until those things exist, adoption will be more difficult, of course, because developers need to know that that it works for them. So I'll give a quick demo on the next slide. We'll hit play video. Over on GitHub, you'll see links to these demo pages, and this demo is of that. It's like a laboratory light kind of experience where you can explore the SDK and see how it works and also get code snippets. I'll hit play video, and hopefully it's playing. Here we go. All right, so that's just a GitHub repository there with the documentation. You can see getting started snippets for web browser and Cloudflare workers, Dino, and web service workers there. This is the page to test
David,
reading.
you're already at 5 minutes, just FYI, so you don't have time for this full video. Yes.
Okay. Well, it will show you the read. It shows you the code snippets to use the SDK in your project. And then the next part of this video will show you how to construct a transaction and what the code of the transaction looks like. Yeah, next time I will do the video first. So yes, the SDK is working just fine, and you can see how it works under the hood by exploring the demo pages here. That's pretty much it for the moment. You can keep watching the video there. I will have to link it in here. There's a submit happening in the video right now. It's designed to be as intuitive as possible in terms of the code. If my time is up, I will leave it at that, and I will link to the GitHub and the video in the chat. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you so much. Glad you're here. I know you said this is your first time pitching. Thanks so much. Great job. I know the time runs fast, but it'll just be even better next time.
Certainly does. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have one more pitch today. I believe they also went last time, so you all are our grand finale again, it seems. Welcome, Jason and Aquarius.
I just really enjoy going last, Gemma.
Just even later in the day for every group.
Awesome. Hi everyone, I'm Jason from Aquarius, and today I'll be introducing you to our next SCF application, which is the Aquarius Soroban Yield Bridge. As an introduction to anyone new, Aquarius has been operating since 2021 as a liquidity layer designed to incentivize market making and liquidity provision on Stellar's native DEX and AMMs. This year, we've been working very hard to evolve Aquarius, and thanks to Soroban, we have managed to create our very own AMMs, which just yesterday were made available for beta testing on testnet. So if you got the chance, please go and check those out in anticipation for the mainnet launch in a few weeks' time. So beyond AMMs, up next for Aquarius is the Soroban Yield Bridge, a way for Stellar Network users to earn yield on assets found in Ethereum-based networks. We are introducing this new product to give Stellar users exposure to yields offered on Ethereum directly on the Stellar network. To start, we'll be launching 5 assets on the bridge. While not a yield-bearing asset initially, our first asset will be ETH, allowing for a trusted decentralized bridge between Stellar and Ethereum. The first yield asset will be STETH, known as Staked ETH from the Lido protocol. The yield earned here is from staking ETH on Ethereum's proof of stake mechanism. And the remaining initial yield assets will be a USDC, a USDT, and a WBTC from Aave. The yield earned here is from Aave's lending protocol. So why are we using Soroban? Soroban allows us to create non-custodial bridges between Stellar and Ethereum while also automating the minting and burning of assets on Stellar. Soroban gives us the ability for transparency and security, allowing asset holders to know their deposited funds are held safely in a decentralized manner. Excitingly, this integration also introduces Stellar users to Ethereum-based yield-generating assets and simplifies the cross-chain experience for users by addressing complex processes of accessing Ethereum's DeFi yields within Stellar. A core part of the bridge is the use of oracles. Sorry, just went for the next slide. Gemma, are you able to go back one?
You need to go back.
Yeah, it's being a bit, I think this is the right one. So a core part of the bridge is the use of oracles, and we'll be integrating advanced oracles like Reflector to ensure real-time synchronization between Ethereum and Stellar. Oracles are vital for aligning assets balances and allowing any yields earned to be updated on the Stellar side in a user's wallet. With real-time data synchronization, complexities and cross-chain transactions can be minimized, making for a more user-friendly experience. So a simple way for how the bridge works to show you guys. So a user will select which asset they would like to deposit. They'll then follow a very simple deposit flow, depositing that asset into a corresponding wallet on the adjacent networks. They'll then receive the Soroban token, and each day, hour, whatever the protocol decides, they'll receive yield in real time reflected from the oracles over from Ethereum. And with these assets, you can use them as any other Stellar asset on the Stellar network. So you could use them in protocols such as our own AMMs or even Blend and other Soroban based products. And in reverse, withdrawal of assets, you'll just follow the flows, send the Soroban token, and you'll receive your asset again on the original chain. Thank you very much. If you want to find out more, you can look at our SCF application. And also, if you get the chance, please test out our AMMs at testnet.aqua.network. Thank you very much. Hope you all have a brilliant day.
Thank you, Jason. That's what we like to call an Akashi pitch, aka under 4 minutes. So thanks so much. Yeah, glad you all are getting new things launched, and thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Shorter than previous pitches, so good news. Here, I'll put you back in the audience, Jason. Great. Thank you all so much for being here. That was great. It's so exciting. It's so fun to hear everyone who's saying, yeah, we launched this on testnet 3 days ago or last week, and here's all of our new stats from there. So it's just really exciting how much growth is happening and how much you all are building. And I love seeing people connect with each other in the chat. Morgan and David are chatting. It's just great. Love this community. Wow, speaking of, please, if you're not in our community already, join it. Get verified. There's instructions about how to do that on our website. You too can vote or be a part of the selection panel. I think there's a way we could run this better. You can create governance proposals. We want to hear from you. Here's some resources. Our website is lovely. It has stats, it has projects, it has everything you need. You can check out our handbook. If you have any questions about SCF submissions, please, handbook is the source of truth there. And then you're already on Discord, but stick around. We're glad you're here. If you have any questions, you can email communityfund@stellar.org. That's me. So I will get back to you about that. Thanks so much for joining us. Sorry if I've got a lot of background noise. As we said, the entire SDF team is here in San Francisco, working hard or hardly working. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you. And we'll get a recording sent around soon. So have a great rest of your day.